Swiss Queens Wednesday series is part of FIDE's 100th anniversary celebration. The 3+1 Blitz tournaments take place every Wednesday on chessarena.com with a $1,000 prize fund for each event. The final rankings for the 5th edition are Polina Shovalova, Valentina Gunina, May Nava, Ekaterina Goltseva, and Alexandra Kostyniuk. What an incredible neck-on-neck finish, with 3 players ending on 8.5 out of 11 and 4 on 8. One incredible fact about the Queen Swiss Wednesday so far is that Grandmaster Valentina Gunina has not only played every single event, but has also placed in the top 5. Tallying the scores over the past 5 editions, Valentina has won a total of $1,050. One of the games we have highlighted this week is the one between Nheng Nguyen Hong and Polina Shovalova. Was started as a closed Sicilian, soon turned into an attack for white. Let's take a look. Here we already have an advantageous position for white. All white needs to do is to pile the pressure and continue the attack. Already controlling the e-file and has mostly perfectly placed pieces, white decides to drive the pawn all the way to h5. And black, of course, needs to react to this and decides to play f4. And after an exchange on g6, white decides to play queen to f4. As you can see, white is already looking towards the king side and potentially even has some activity on the h-file. What happened next? The king simply slides to the g7 square, allowing for rook h8 in case of a defense, also covering the h6 square. White shimmies back to the d4 square, pinning the knight to the king. After queen to d6, rook to e5. Do you even lift, bro? This is an amazing addition to the attack, as the rook can swing over to a square like g5, allowing for more forces to be directed towards the black king. Black responds with a king to g8. And after rook to g5, putting a lot of pressure on this g6 pawn that is undefended, black decides to respond with king to h7, which could very well be the beginning of the end. Queen to h4 check. And can you pause the video and find the move after king to g7? This move led to black resigning. Indeed, the move was knight to f5, an incredible check, forking the king and the queen. Of course, black was in a crazy amount of time trouble, but what a beautiful end to this game. Last but not least, we have a game between Valentina Gunina and Alexandra Maltsevskaya. The game started with d4 and almost looked like a Catalan structure. But the middle game is where all the magic started to happen. On move 25, there was a beautiful tactic that Valentina spotted. Can you spot it too? Indeed, the move is knight takes e5. And after f takes e5, can you see it? Yes, queen takes e5. And since the pawn is being pinned to the queen, black cannot simply just capture. Reason being, if black were to capture the queen after rook takes queen, both these pawns are very weak. And white is a pawn up as well. And naturally, as the saying goes, to take is a mistake. And on move 41, we see another incredible decision here made by Valentina Gunina, and the decision was to play this move rook to b7. And why is it so important? Because 1, the pawn is really close to queening, and this forces black to exchange the rook. Of course, black could also go back, but I think this gets a little messy after rook takes d7, and rook to a5, backing up this pawn and eventually queening. And after Alexandra captures on b7, white recaptures with the pawn, and with the only move being rook to b4, can you spot what white did? Yes, Valentina simply took the pawn. And this tries to deter the rook, because if rook captures, white simply queens and wins the game. So instead, Alexandra decides to capture the pawn on b7, but Valentina is already 2 pawns up and proceeds to win the game. If you're a titled female player, here's your chance to play against the world's best. I promise you won't regret it. This tournament series is more than just about the games. It's about building a community where female chess players can connect on a personal level and a professional one. Visit chessarena.com today.